Shall we join the ladies?
And the Golden Globe goes to Meryl Streep.
Oh my God, this is such a thrill. Oh, shit! Oh, my glasses. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember my speech. I can't believe I said shit on TV. I can't believe that. I mean, I never do anything like that.
Did you say?
I said on TV.
You did.
I did.
Right.
I say that, but I don't say it on TV.
He is your brother.
Was my brother.
I don't know which one was Liam and which one was Chris, but I just know they were both hot as hell. I'm up against that bitch, Meryl Streep. Oh, you can't say that on
But you just
morning
did. How about
TV.
that?
See, I'm out of control, totally. It's more fun, I think, to watch her be really, a bad girl. You'll bleep me, right?
If they would let me off the press line, I will hit the bar. Is there an award, or do I get anything? I'll put it on the teeny tiny little space on my mantle where there aren't any awards. When they called my name, I had this feeling I could hear half of America going, oh no. Oh, come on, why? Her. Again, you know? But whatever.
You don't want to give Katharine Hepburn a run for her money?
Did she have more?
4.
Oh, well, okay.
When they called your name, there's one word that pops into your mind. What is it?
No, not printable. Not printable.
Most people say it's
Yeah. What kind of a program is this?
Not all the auditions went that brilliantly
know.
in the beginning. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
No.
The one with Dino De Laurentiis.
Well, that was for King Kong. That was Dino De Laurentiis Sr. And his son had seen me in a play. And I walked in, and his son was sitting there, very excited that he'd brought in this new actress. And the father said to his son, in Italian, "Che brutta. Why do you bring me this ugly thing?"
Whoa.
Yeah, very sobering, as a young girl. So I said to him, "Mi dispiace molto, but I understand what you're saying. I'm sorry I'm not beautiful enough to be in King Kong." And then, of course, you get to New York, cast in a movie, The Deer Hunter.
Oh, Michael!
Kramer versus Kramer, and then Manhattan. And suddenly I saw my entire future shooting out in front of me. And it wasn't the way I thought about myself.
People tend to cast you in the movies by virtue of how you look.
I didn't think of myself just as this modelly person with this gigantic long blonde hair and a mournful look in her eye. I thought that there was so much more, and I certainly wanted to have more fun with my career.
Sophie, why'd you lie to me?
Oh, the truth, I don't even know what is the truth. After all these lies I have told.
And so I looked for opportunities to screw with how I looked, how I sounded. It was conscious to not be pigeonholed, because I thought, ugh, I'll die.
Maybe we should just quit. Get out of here. Move someplace where it's clean. You and me. Jesus, darling. Well.
I remember on Silkwood once you said to me, directing is like making love. And I said, ew, I don't even know him that well. Why is he telling me this? Because, he went on, you never know if you're doing it right. And I just started to fall in love with you over and over and over again.
You can't get inside the house from in the kitchen! Now how the fuck did this happen?
Hark, for God's sake. Laszlo, we thought that you could put a door here.
She's a piece of cake. He's a piece of cake.
It's a piece of cake.
You are Hungarian.
No, you are Hungarian.
Yes.
Yes, Hungarians don't have pronouns.
Apparently they don't have fucking doors either. She's very angry at me.
He is very angry at you, yes.
When I made Heartburn, there she was. on the set, and I couldn't really do her. But it was kind of, certain elements were irresistible, and so I think it's better if they're not there observing you.
Jack Nicholson says of you, it's the Gioconda smile, the mystery of Meryl that appeals.
Is that a snake? What is a Gioconda?
No, you're thinking of an anaconda. It's the Mona Lisa.
Okay, fine. Sorry. All that education down the drain.
Sing something, Suzanne.
Wonderful idea.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, come on.
One thing that really is like my life is I did have parents who said, why don't you just sing, right now. The neighbors are here and, for your grandmother. I say, hey, I don't want to. Come on, you have a beautiful voice. Just do it. Just do it. Enjoy it. And I would just be bathed in anxiety. And so when I saw that scene in the movie, I thought, oh, this is my life.
Will you please tell me what is this awful thing I did to you?
Remember my 17th birthday party when you lifted your skirt up in front of all those
I
people,
did not lift
including
my
that guy
skirt.
Michael.
It twirled up.
And you weren't wearing any underwear.
Well,
Meryl Streep is the best in the world. She has told me she not only gives up her identity, but she needs to.
Well, you don't know me.
She needs to be this other person a couple times a year.
You know, you were a lot more fun when you were loaded.
Relax, they're blanks, asshole.
I was staying with Meryl last summer for a few days when she asked me to help her out in her garden. It appeared Meryl and I were going to have to kill some insects. She was this vicious bug crusher without conscience. I learned something that day. Don't mess with Meryl.
21. This episode, then, is about whether we can learn to coexist with the Earth's other inhabitants.
My heart starts to race at some point when I read a character that I want to do. It's total immersion into a life I could imagine I lived. That's acting. I mean, it is. That's what I like to do.
Well, I'll be at the main entrance at 5 o'clock.
I'll be there.
If you get there early, just come to my screening room. You can take a look at some of my life. I'd like that.
Intelligence is attractive in a woman to a point.
Would somebody please get the door? Would somebody please get the goddamn door?
People just love to hate certain kinds of overbearing women.
Drink that potion, and you'll never grow even one day older. Bottoms up.
Now a warning.
Now a warning?
Death Becomes Her is about wanting to be the most beautiful.
Sex, greed,
Death.
And it's a comedy.
This is not like anything I'd ever done except maybe in drama school. This is real, hyperbolic, anything goes. Just go wild. And the material could stand it. It's great to play a character that's just unrelentingly mean.
I don't have to take this any longer!
Oh, yeah, you'll take it. You'll take everything I have to give. You always have. You're not even a man anymore, and I need a man. A real man, not some drunken, broken-down, flaccid undertaker who is just as dead below the waist as his clients are. Help me! Hurry up, you wimp!
So I fall down the stairs and I break my neck in several places and my head is on backwards, but I'm still alive.
You pushed me down the stairs.
The way
way the shots are constructed are shooting her body first. Then we shoot a blue screen head of Meryl, duplicating a lot of the action and using computer graphics. We match move her head frame by frame onto the body.
You're in the shithouse now, pal!
One day, we had to come in and shoot the scene. It happened to be the day my mother was visiting the set. I was trying to explain this to her. She said, "Why the hell do you have a bag over your head? I come to watch you, they pay you all this money, you're acting with a bag over your head." And I said, "Bob says it will all go together." I've died in a lot of other films, but in this one, I live, and I look great.
Who could have imagined you and me together, depending on each other, painting each other's asses, day and night,
Yeah, forever.
She has just wowed us with her ability to dance. And we knew she was a great actress, but couldn't figure she could keep up with all these professional dancers, but she's just been great.
One of these mornings coming. You're gonna rise up singing. Then you will spread your little wings, and you take to the sky.
What about accessories for April?
One thought I had was enamel, bangles, pendants, earrings.
No, we did that 2 years ago. What else?
Well, they're showing a lot of florals right now, so I was thinking I could do a
Florals?
shoot.
For spring. Groundbreaking. I used what I knew about how difficult it is to be a woman in power. I've had a few women directors, and the way the crew responds to them is very, very, very different. So I just set about to undermine that a little bit with what I knew about being a person with a lot of responsibility, and how really it is easier sometimes to just be mean.
Who's that?
Nobody. Well, Human Resources sent her up about the new assistant job, and I was sort of pre-interviewing her, but she's hopeless and totally
Well,
wrong. So.
clearly I'm going to have to do that myself because the last two you sent me were completely inadequate, so send her in. That's all.
It's actually him in a specific film. It's Roy Scheider in Jaws. I have such a crush on him in that movie. It's the way that cigarette dangles out the side of his mouth. Are you surprised that I said that in Jaws?
Yeah, that shocked me, and not a lot of people would say that was their crush.
This is the greatest award because it sort of throws it in the teeth of the critics. Thank you. I love you all.
What's your favorite ABBA song?
I don't have one because it's like saying, which of your children is your favorite child?
I don't know if I do actually
But I
either.
would never tell you. I had no compunctions for 1 second. I couldn't believe that they wanted me to be in it based on my body of work.
You are the dancing queen.
Well, I was thinking, I get to sing The Winner Takes It All. That's all I thought.
You don't want to be a director, do you? You?
Me?
Yes, hello.
Well.
No. Only to the actors she's working with.
You are not an advanced cook.
But I do know how to boil an egg.
Ah, there is one other class, but you will not like it. It's for professional.
How much?
Ready? But are you ready to jet?
Bonjour! You know, you never know the ins and outs of a person. I mean, it's hard enough to know the people in your own family, but to imagine that you know the inner life and conflicts and anxieties of a public person, it's very, very difficult. But it's endlessly interesting. It's what makes me want to be an actor. Daughter, but for me it was more like an homage to my own mother, who had so many of the outsized elements of Julia's character, and her joy in living and sense of fun and being up for anything. And I thought, oh, here's Mary, and I get to do it.
You're being a little over-competitive, don't you think?
You should have seen the way those men looked at me.
But then they discovered I was fearless.
You have no real talent for cooking.
Do you, by any chance, poke smart?
Do I what?
I mean, do you smoke pot?
No, I don't.
And I haven't had any since my kids were born either, except for tonight. I had one hit from this.
You might not want to hold that up quite so...
I actually know. Hi. Oh my God, that was horrifying. My heart is out of my... Wow. That's the most insane dashboard I ever saw. It's like we're in a cockpit. It's spectacular.
You can't define what makes somebody sexy and appealing, but, you know, she certainly got it. On screen and off screen, she's a delightful person. She's very witty. She can keep up with the boys.
Who's got the reefer?
Go on. Keep walking, please.
Hey, there's your ex-husband.
Uh-oh. Not a great time to be feeling groovy.
Oh, Jane?
It's a lot to handle.
I was squeezed. It was like being in a sandwich.
Like hurting Meryl.
It was a panini, really.
Can we just hug?
Oh, God.
Okay. No, see? Too much.
Okay, good note.
Hello, Camilla. I wanted you to know that I've done some research. I picked up parts of your book online, and
Yes,
very
I can
helpful.
tell by what you're wearing.
Well,
It's a cute
I
little
actually owned this, so it was part of my...
German look.
Well,
You ever been married before, Steve?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
More than once?
3 times, actually. 3 times before this.
Should pretty well have it down by now, then.
Right.
Yeah, I had that one pegged, didn't I?
I like playing characters that you misconstrue, because this is what we do as actors, is translate people. The ones that are most interesting are the ones that are the most misunderstood.
Stop there. There's work to be done. But you've never sounded better.
Yeah.
Maestro, it is true that a lot of singers my age are on the decline, but I seem to just get better and better. I am so blessed.
You and Meryl together in a film at last. Did either of you dream this moment would come?
No, I always thought I was too old.
Oh, stop.
But he got older.
I'm the toy boy in the place.
This is my favorite place in the whole world, and I'm going to sing here.
What's heartbreakingly funny is she couldn't sing yet. You can hear her getting ready to sing something, and she spends all of her voice on the beginning of the phrase. Something left at the end kind of trails off the... Because she just can't finish. The attempt is all, you know.
Do I try another take? Well, I don't see why. That seemed perfect to me.
I think I'm forging a path on behalf of all the old broads, and I'm proud to be there. And some people are happy about it, some are not. So screw them.